Here we are on page 59. The title, it says Unit 2, Lesson 6, Subtraction with Ungrouping. We've been calling this regrouping because that's probably what you learned as you were in second grade, as you were learning subtraction in third grade. You can call it ungrouping or regrouping. What you're doing is that you're borrowing from the next place value, and then you're taking that amount that you borrowed and bringing it over and grouping it with the next place value. So they've referred to it as ungrouping, because you're ungrouping like the tens to carry them over into the ones. But most parents and most likely you were taught that it was called borrowing and regrouping, but just know that it's the same. We'll just call subtraction with regrouping. We're going to put it in both ways just so that you are familiar with it. Okay? You know what we need to do? I didn't do these in the last couple of videos because I wanted to make sure that you were remembering to do it on your own, and I probably won't remind you very often anymore, but you need to make sure that your name and number are on the front and back of every page that we do in math, even if it doesn't have a place for your name. If it doesn't, then you write it in the right corner and make sure that you get your number on there as well. Okay, so we are not going to actually write a letter to Puzzle Penguin. We just recently did that, but we are going to talk about the issues that we see. Okay, remember, he always makes a mistake. Dear math students, I measured the depth of the snow on my iceberg and it was 40.15 centimeters deep. Last week the snow was 36 and 84 centimeters deep. I subtracted to find out how much it had changed and got a difference of 16.71 centimeters. That isn't what the meteorologist said. Can you help me find my mistake? Your friend, Puzzled Penguin. Will you please take your yellow and circle 40.15 and circle 36.84. So those are the two numbers that he's subtracting, right? Because he's trying to find the difference. And he gets this difference and he knows that the difference is wrong. So what we're trying to do here is be detectives and try to figure out what he did wrong. Okay, let's take a look. Did he line up the place values? Yes, he's got the decimals buttoned up. Good. Remember last time he didn't do that. Did he start over here on the right? Let's see. Let's just work through it and see where he made an error. 5 minus 4 is 1. So that's correct. 1 minus 8, he said was 7. But he didn't go over and borrow, and you cannot do 1/10 minus 8/10. It's not enough. So right here, let's use blue actually. Right here is where his error is. And then it looks like he did that error the whole time. He just did 0 minus 6 is 6. So what he did was he took the bottom number minus the top number. And that is not how you do subtraction. So in his error, what he has done is he's not borrowed and regrouped. He just reversed it and did the bottom number minus the top number, which is not the same. Let's quickly find out what his answer actually should have been. So let's rewrite the problem. 40.15 minus 36.84. 5 minus 4 is 1. He did that part right. 1 minus 8, you cannot do that. So you have to borrow from the next place value. And I can't take anything from a 0. So I have to go one step further. So I had to borrow from there, which means I can give the 10 I took from there right here. And I don't need it from there yet. I need it over here. So I borrow again. And here I'm at 11. 11 minus 8 is 3. Decimal, decimal, decimal. Button that up. 9 minus 6 is 3. And then that's 0. So his answer really should have been 3.31. And look what he got. 16.71. Wow. Make sure you write that. Wow. That is quite a difference. So he did make some mistakes there, but luckily he can fix them. We all make mistakes, and Puzzle Penguin can improve. Let's move on. Let's try to not make his same mistakes as we do these problems, okay? We are going to do 2 problems in this section. And the first one, let's do number 4. Ready? You should have your colors still out. And I know I need to fly in a 0 the hero. I can see that empty gap because on number 4, they've already stacked it up for me, which is pretty nice. And now I do subtraction. 9 minus 0. Remember, always start on top. 9 minus 0 is 9. 0 minus 7. Cannot do that. Borrow, so we don't make the same mistake as Puzzle Penguin. Bring it over. 10 minus 7 is 3. Decimal. And 0 minus 0, it's just 0, so you don't have to have it. But if it's just a decimal hanging out in the front, we do like to put it there. So circle that with yellow. Your final answer is 0.39 or 39 hundredths. And let's try number, I don't know. Should we do number 10? That one looks pretty difficult. Let's do number 10. Let's rewrite it. Space them out. Space your numbers out and write them big. 909, comma, 015 decimal 5. So if I space them out more, I'm going to have more space to work. And I'm subtracting 90,000. Well, I'm just going to start with the decimals because I like to line everything up. 0.55. And then I'm just going to work backwards. 109. I'm going to put everything in the right place value. 09. So this 9 is in the 10,000s, so it is in the right place. There it is. I am going to have to fly in a 0 the hero right there. Okay, let's do our subtraction. Go ahead and pause the video and see if you get the correct answer again. 0 minus 5, can't do that, so you borrow. 10 minus 5 now, it's 5. 4 minus 5, can't do that, so you borrow. 14 minus 5, though, is 9. Decimal, decimal, decimal. 4 minus 1, 3. 1 minus 0, 1. 0 minus 9, can't do that, borrow. Make that one an 8. 10 minus 9, 1. There's a comma. 8 minus 0, 8. 0 minus 9, can't do that, borrow. 10 minus 9, 1. 8 minus nothing, 8. My final answer, hopefully you got the same thing, circle it in yellow if you did, is 818,113 and 95 hundredths. Way to go if you got that correct. All right, flip it over. We're going to be doing some more practice problems. It's going to be so much fun. And then we're going to be gluing it in to our journal. So the first one we want to do is number 11, story problems. So you need your colors out and you need to be prepared to find out what's happening. One year, the Sahara Desert received 0.79 inch of rain. Notice that they can't say inches because it's not even one hole yet. That same year, the rainforest in Brazil received 324 inches. Wow. So a desert versus a rainforest. A lot different. How much more rain fell in the forest that year than in the desert? So you know the phrase how much more, you're going to be doing subtraction. That's right, subtraction. Let's go ahead and stack it up right here. 324 minus 0.79. Whoa. These are all holes, and those are pieces. So I need to make sure I put a decimal at the end of the ones place value right there so that I can get in my 0.79. See how that's going to look? Pretty crazy. Lots of 0 the heroes are going to be necessary here and here. You could put them here and here if you want. Okay. 0 minus 9. Can't do it. Got to go borrow. Oh, they don't have any for me to borrow. Got to keep going to the next neighbor. Over into the ones place. Makes that a 10. Borrow again. Make it a 9. 10 minus 9 is 1. 9 minus 7 is 2. Decimal. 3 minus nothing is 3. 2 minus 0 is 2. 3 minus 0 is 3. So how much more rain fell in the forest than in the desert? 323.21. My bad. Should have circled that. I almost said centimeters. It's inches. Good thing I read. How much more rain fell in the rainforest? 323 and 21 inches. More of rain fell in the forest. Number 12. A newborn kangaroo measures about 0.02 meters in height. That seems important. That's tiny. That's so cute. If the newborn kangaroo grows to be an adult that is 2.7 meters tall, how much will the baby kangaroo have grown? So how much sometimes means addition, but if you think about this, they're saying he's starting at this tiny, and then if he grows to be this much, what was the difference in between? So again, let's kind of draw that. They're saying, okay, he starts at this tall. I did like an upside down T. And they're saying, if he grows to be this tall up here, how much, like what was that difference in the middle? That is why this is subtraction still. But I need to highlight in yellow the other important information. So what I know here is that it's subtraction. So I put the larger number, or what he's going to grow to be, 2.7. Actually, I'm going to come over here and put it, I'm going to put my work down here, and you'll see why later, but I'm going to put my work right here. 2.7 minus 0.02. Make sure the decimals are lined up, 0.02. So you'll need to fly in just 1 0 the hero right there. And then do subtraction. 0 minus 2, can't do that. Borrow. 10 minus 2 is 8. 6 minus 0 is 6. Decimal 2. So how much will the baby kangaroo have grown? It will have grown 2.68 meters. I forgot to circle this in yellow. So that's how you do those story problems. You look for important information, stack them up, do what you know to do. Okay? On these next problems, let's see. What do I want to do here? I think I want you to practice. Look, we've got some addition in here. It's adding or subtracting, and it gets you just a little bit of practice, which I actually really love that. So let's do this. Let's just quickly solve all of them, okay? But I want to cut this out and put it in our journal. So actually, maybe I don't want you to solve all of them. Yeah, I don't think I do. I think what we want to do instead is we're going to cut out these story problems. Watch, this is going to be tricky, okay? We're going to cut out these story problems. So that's kind of like this big old blob. Then we're going to not do 13 through 18. But then we're going to cut out 19. We're going to cut out some of these and solve them in our journal. Okay, instead of in this small space right here. So basically what you get to do is cut off the sections. Like basically after you've done the story problem, make sure you get in your work for that. I'm just kind of making this big oval shape. I don't need the instructions. I just want the story problem. Okay, so I cut out that little section. Save that for later in your journal. And now you've got these weird pieces right here. I don't want 13 through... I don't really need 13 through 18. Actually, maybe we don't need to do... Let's just save, watch. Let's just save 22, 23, and 24. So all of this section, 13 through 21, you can just toss that whole thing. We're just saving the story problems, and then we're going to save these ones. But not the check your understanding. I know, it's crazy, right? Basically, we're cutting out a teeny tiny strip of numbers. 22, 23, and 24. It's just going to look like that. And then you can throw that little strip of paper away. So go find a glue stick and turn in your journal. Turn the page over and get these glued in to your journal. And then we're going to have to solve all of those ones, 22, 23, and 24. But we'll make little sections underneath, so that'll be kind of fun. So glue this one maybe at the first blue line. Glue these in really quickly, and then meet me in the next video to find out how we're going to solve them and get some homework help.